Hello, everybody, and welcome to Devis Scottus Day 25. So, it has been a day. I woke up this morning with a migraine, and I had to deal with that for several hours. Thankfully, I was able to sleep through a lot of it. But, in addition to that, Devis headquarters here got hit with a snowstorm, so I had a couple hours of shoveling as well to take care of. Then I got busy with other stuff, and it is now 6 p.m. at night, and I still have not even eaten yet. So, this is going to be probably a shorter video, but more than that, this is going to be a unedited video. So, you're going to get Devis Scottish raw, uncut. So hopefully I don't pause too much and I'm gonna just get going because hopefully I'm not going to make this too bad by keeping this uncut. So, starting off, our challenge for today was to make a collage of our partner in this. So mine is going to be of Scott, Scott's are going to be of mine, and basically describe our partner in this collage. So, I'm going to get right into mine, not to waste any more time. Starting off, we got Tim Robinson. Now, Scott loves to quote Tim Robinson. I think we all kind of do a bit in our group, but I had to put that on the board because this man loves to quote him. So, got that on there. Next up, we have Alfred Pennyworth. So, Scott and I have a fun little thing where Scott always acts like the Alfred to my Batman. Now, I don't think I'm Batman, but he's definitely Alfred. And I had to put him on here because there's also like different skit things that we joke about. He quotes Alfred. There's a lot of stuff that Alfred makes sense to be on here. Next up, we have Austin Powers. I'm gonna say so. There's a few layers here. One, Scott is Austin Powers, just straight up. He is Austin Powers. Two, British. Scott is British. Makes sense. Three, Scott loves to quote Austin Powers. He goes, "Yeah, baby," and he's always got that going on. So he had to be on the list here or on the collage here. BMO. So, for our Adventure Time casting, Scott is our BMO, and he is just a jolly little boy like that. So, yeah, he is absolutely our BMO, and that's why BMO deserves to be on the collage here. Slime. Scott is a big slime guy. Now, he might deny it, but he is a big slime guy. He's got the nickname the Slime Lord, and so he has to be the slime guy. And he might try to say that I'm the slime guy, but he's really the slime guy. So that's why that's on here. Next up, we have a soft little bunny. Now, he is a soft boy. Scott is a very soft boy, and he also loves bunnies. So having the soft little bunny there, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And remember that because that's going to come back later. Peter Parker, Spider Man. I'm gonna say Scott is absolutely the Spider-Man. He's got that, energy. The world kicks the crap out of him, and yet he's still a good guy regardless. Like he's just such a good guy. So that's why that's on here. He's also very responsible. So, Shulk from Xenoblade. I admittedly have only played part of the first game, so I don't know all the characters. There might be somebody that fits him better, but Scott does remind me of Shulk. Well, everything in that game is British, first of all. Second of all, he's the boy of destiny. And third of all, he's got like psychic powers, which Scott sometimes says that he has. Now, he might not always say that he has them, but he does sometimes say that he has them. Next up is Sherlock Holmes. So you might be wondering, well, Devin, why didn't you go with the Benedict Cumberbatch version? Well, because that version's too cold to be Scott. Scott's more caring. But Sherlock as a whole, Scott is a bit of a detective. He'll tell you that himself. He's trained himself to be a detective. So that's why Sherlock Holmes is on there. Plus, Sherlock Holmes, I'm sure, is also British. So another British thing. Ah, fuck. Hope I didn't fuck that up. Take a look here. Yeah, okay, we're good. David Tennant Doctor Who, because it can't be Matt Smith Doctor Who. Any Scotthead knows that it cannot be Matt Smith Doctor Who, because he hates Matt Smith Doctor Who, but he loves David Tennant Doctor Who. Scott would be a good Doctor Who, I believe. In addition, he also likes to quote the thing with me that's where David Tennant goes, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," and he says that. So we got that on there. What's next? Aang from Avatar. Again, boy hero, optimist, good guy, soft boy. I don't think Scott would kill anybody, and that's why he also works for Aang. So you got him on there. He also, we did do an Avatar cast. He is our Aang. Like he's got that. He's so wholesome. He's such a wholesome guy that like all of these, like there's a theme here. On most of them, there's a theme here that there's the wholesomeness. I would like to think that that theme is showing, and if it hasn't yet, it will. Um, Agent Stone from the live action Sonic movies. So Scott also will joke, in addition to the kind of Alfred Batman dynamic, that in the bad side of things, he's kind of the Agent Stone to my Eggman. So, and I want to be very clear. I didn't pick Batman, but I did kind of pick Eggman because I love Eggman. He's ridiculous and goofy, and I love him. So, I picked that one, but he picked the Agent Stone of it. And, I'm not just putting him as an assistant on all these roles because I choose that. That's what he's choosing. I want to be very clear about that. But we do have a great dynamic like that. Next up, we have Pim from Smiling Friends. Talking about dynamics here, he would absolutely be the Pim to my Charlie. If you watched my last episode, you saw that I wanted to be Charlie for my character day, and that's because I love Charlie, and I think Scott would be a great Pim to my Charlie because he's got that more optimism. Like, yeah, we could fix this, we could do that, and I'm more of the guy that's kind of like, yeah, I don't know about all that, Scott. I don't think I don't think we're doing that. So that's why that fits. Yugi Moto. So Scott is often referred to as our Bakura because he's the nice, good version of Bakura, and I'm the evil version of Bakura. But I will say there's something about the anime protagonist archetype that fits so well for Scott that I almost feel like little Yugi instead of opposed to Pharaoh Yugi would actually fit Scott pretty well. And in addition, Yu-Gi-Oh is actually something that Scott and I originally bonded over. We bonded over the abridged version of Yu-Gi-Oh made by Little Karibo, and we used to watch it and quote it all the time. Scott still watches it, I think. I haven't caught up in a while, but it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot at the time, and it's been quoted a lot in our friend group. It fits so well. I think that's the last one, so that one shouldn't be in that order. So I'm gonna skip that for now. Baneri. So Scott's favorite Pokemon is Baneri, and there's a funny little story about it, but I'm not gonna tell you that because he doesn't want me to tell you that. I'm pretty sure. But soft bunnies. I told you to remember that earlier. This is the payoff. Soft bunnies, Baneri. You can see that that makes sense. All right, and then going back to Sonic, I actually think that he'd make a great Tails Morales. I think is his name Miles. No, not it can't be Miles Morales. There's no way. I don't know. I'm gonna say Tails. He's Tails is what I'm trying to get at. And I think that's pretty evident that he's a little gadget guy. He's a great helper. He's optimistic. He's fun. I like Scott. All right, and finishing us off is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Anime protagonist, good boy, soft boy. Like, it all just adds up. And he's got a little bit of attitude as well, which fits for Scott as well. And that is my collage here. I'll zoom in a little bit, but not waste too much time because I know we are unedited today. But yeah, this is my collage of Scott. This is Scott to me. And yeah, that's all I got to say because we are getting close to 10 minutes and I'm sorry that this is unedited today. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone and welcome to day 25 of Devis Scottis. Today we are meant to be taking pictures of each other, so Devon will be doing this for me, and putting it all together and just making a nice collage of images. But I didn't want to just have pictures of Devon all over. I wanted one central image. I wanted to take some time to look at characters and see who's a lot like Devon. There'll be some that Devon is aware of, and some that he will not be aware of. There'll be one in particular that he will absolutely hate, so let's discover it. Starting off in the top left, we have Magneto. Now, for some of you viewers, you'll be thinking, why is Devon Magneto? I mean, if anything, he's the Green Goblin after his villain day, his monologue. But I choose Magneto for one particular reason, which, when it comes to Devon and I's friendship, we typically end up in a spot where he's Magneto and I'm Professor X. And we have this friendship, and sometimes Devon wants to be a villain, and I'm like, Devon, you can't be a villain, you can't be like that. And we just have that similar dynamic. I think this mostly works if I'm Professor X. Speaking of another villain that works, we have Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik, depending on who you ask, from the Sonic films. I don't think Devon is like this in the games, but films, absolutely, that is Devon. I think it's just Devon works well as a villain if there's a bit of silliness to him. He can't be completely serious villain. I think he works best when there's just this energy. He's screaming. He's like ah. I think that just works very well. Now I want to go on to the Eighth Doctor, which admittedly is a character that I don't know a lot about. I haven't seen the film with the Eighth Doctor in it yet, but I've seen a few of the modern era depictions of the Eighth Doctor, and he's just been a recent one that I thought, yeah, that is a Devon-like energy. I'd like to revisit that as a conversation at some point. Probably not on video, but after I watch that film, I do want to see, was my assessment correct? But Devon feels like I give him silly characters quite a lot. I don't think that's fair. I think I actually see Devon as quite a cool individual. Everyone likes him in our group chat. Me, I'm like, I'm not a fan favourite, but let's be honest. Like the other day, I was talking about trying to defend the film Cars. Film that I have famously not enjoyed, but I was coming up with like, things that I liked about the film, and even in this positive attitude, the group chat was like, Scott hates this film, let's burn him at the stake. Like, okay, right, then just crucify me because I didn't like a 2006 Pixar film when I was 7. It's not a good film, like, let's be honest. It's not, this isn't going to change lives. No one was saved because of Cars. It's Cars. Devon, he can say whatever he wants. Everyone thinks he's the coolest person ever. If this was just Scottus and there was no Devis, even if I wanted to continue this, we wouldn't be able to. It would have been shut down because everyone would be like, you need to stop this. So I think because of all this, Devon is like the Fonz. He's this cool character, everyone likes him. Who doesn't like the Fonz? So moving on to some of these smaller images, I'll just quickly go through them. There's JD from Scrubs. When I knew Devon in school, he thought he was Dr. Cox. I'm afraid he isn't, but he is a lot like JD. He's very positive, he thinks about a lot of things, has a very active imagination. JD would be great. Soccer works very well. Devon has a lot of quips. There's a somewhat seriousness to him when it matters. Works very well if I'm Anne. And then we have the Cat in the Hat, which is one that Devon will be groaning at, but I can't help it. When I look at the Cat in the Hat and I see everything that he does, when I see a clip, when I see him running, that's just Devon. That is just Devon to... it's Devon to the max. It's just like if you were trying to make a character the most Devon-like possible and you broke the dial, it would just be the Cat in the Hat. To cheer Devon up though, I'm giving him Angeal from Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I still think there might be a better Crisis Core character for Devon. I actually think the character that he puts me as, Zach, that feels more like a Devon-like character, I'm honest. But I will admit, I'm coming around to it, especially after seeing young Angel from Ever Crisis. I think that is a Devon-like character. He looks like that. One that I've had to win Devon on is Emerald from from Sonic Battle. Devon did not like that character. I think he wanted to be Silver the Hedgehog instead. But eventually I won him over when there was a video of Shadow fighting Emerald to promote Sonic X Shadow Generations, and yeah, Devon was won over after that, but it was difficult. So after that, I want to jump down to the bottom and do Brock. This is one that I've never told Devon. I just think it works. I think this is another character like the Fonz. People like Brock. I have never seen Devon interact with women, but I could imagine. Actually, you know what? I've always had it in my head that Devon would be a bit like Johnny Bravo. I think that's a lot like Brock. So yeah, it works. Devon is Brock. And then we have the guy from. Devon, put the name of that film on screen. I'm blanking on it right now. So Devon's never seen the film, so I'll have to tell him what the film is. But he's a very him and a friend of ours, Novacell. He is just they're spitting images of each other. Like the main two in that film works perfectly. You could maybe make an argument that I was the other one, but I feel like I'd be stepping on Novacell's shoes on that. Stepping on his shoes? Stepping on his toes. I feel like that's the phrase. So yeah, the black-haired one from the film that I can't remember, I'm awful at this, that would be Devon. Then we have John Wick. Someone on dating app once said to Devon that he would be like Keanu Reeves. I think they said that, yeah, you're a lot like Keanu Reeves. I had said it before that if he was an action hero, he'd be John Wick. I just think Devon would be, to quote Epic Rap Battles, efficient and lean. That's just Devon as a killer. Yeah, I think it works. Speaking of action, The Nice Guys, great film. I don't think Devon has seen it. So Devon, when you're watching this, please write that down as a film that you should watch. It is a truly amazing film. It's like a good 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Ryan Gosling in the film. It's like a very I'm a silly action hero. Russell Crowe. It'd be a bit like if you teamed up with James. This will mean nothing to some of our viewers that are not friends, but for Devon, it's a lot like James. James and you teaming up on a porn-filled adventure. That'll make sense when you watch the film. Then we have the guy from Chowder. I can't remember his name. I'm just awful at this today. But we have the guy from Chowder. Very silly Devon energy. Devon, find a clip from Chowder, throw it in, and yeah, we'll just go with that. Then we have Zach Brannigan. This is Devon when we play games together. If I were to expand the picture, there'd be Kif. That would be me. I don't really want to be Kif, but I just know when I play games with Devon, and normally I'm the silly one, but that's when Devon comes out of his shell and I'm going to do this. Kif, let's fire the missiles at that thing. So yeah, Devon's Zach Brannigan. I wanted to have a Pokemon in here just because that's a big part of Devon and I's friendship. I ended up giving him Rowlet. I didn't think he was his favourite Pokemon, Golurk. I just see Golurk as a friend of Devon, as opposed to Devon himself. But Rowlet, especially that second form of Rowlet, that's just Devon. And then we have Spike Spiegel. Now, I've been trying to convince Devon to watch Cowboy Bebop probably for years at this point. I try to convince everyone, no one does it. But Spike Spiegel, it just works so well. I think it's Devon when he's a bit silly, it's Devon when he's very serious. It just works perfectly. But if there's one character that I truly believe embodies all aspects of Devon, Simon Petrikov from Adventure Time. I just think when you look at the Ice King and the things that happen with him and Simon and his journey, just when I first met Devon, he used to be the kid at lunch that would grab an orange and just squish it against his eye for the entertainment of everyone else. I always felt sorry for him. I was like, Devon, please, you don't have to do this. You're funny on your own. And he just would tell me, Scott, I have to do it. I have to do it. The people want it, Scott. And he said in the past, like, year or so, he said, yeah, I feel like Simon now, like, reflecting on the Ice King and being like, this isn't me anymore. So yeah, I just think Simon and his arc, especially where he ends up, I haven't seen series 2 of Fiona and Cake yet, but where he ends up, yeah, that's Devon. So yeah, that's the War of Devon. I think we had a lot of good casts here, and I think, yeah, thanks for watching, and we can all go home knowing that Devon truly is the Cat in the Hat.